If you've ever felt discouraged or like you've fallen short, this message is for you. Let's discover together how we can find strength and hope in God's promises. Let me ask you, have you ever experienced moments when you felt like a failure? Maybe you faced a setback in your career, a broken relationship, or even a personal goal that you couldn't achieve. Remember, you're not alone. Even great men and women of faith faced similar struggles. One such example is the prophet Elijah. We read in 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 4 that Elijah is at his lowest point. After a great victory, he received a death threat from Queen Jezebel and fear overwhelmed him. Let's read the verse together. It reads, "But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die and said, 'It is enough. Now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers.'" Elijah felt like a failure. He was consumed with discouragement and the weight of his circumstances. But the story doesn't end there. God met him in that place of despair and provided the strength and encouragement that he needed. In 1 Kings chapter 19, starting at verse 11, we see how God revealed himself to Elijah. It reads, "Then he said, 'Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord.' And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore into the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice." Listen, through this encounter, God reminded Elijah that his presence and guidance are not always found in the grandiose or extraordinary, but in the stillness and gentle whispers of his voice. Has God whispered to you in the stillness and gentleness of his voice? How can we then take these verses and apply them to our lives when we're feeling like failures? Let me go ahead and share with you a few practical points. Number one, seek God's presence. Just as Elijah sought solitude and prayer, we need to carve out time to be in God's presence. Quiet your heart, pray, and listen for that still small voice. Number two, embrace God's perspective. Remember that failure is not the end. God often uses our setbacks as stepping stones to growth and transformation. Trust that he has a greater plan and purpose for your life. Number three, surround yourself with encouragement. We've got to learn to seek the support of fellow believers and mentors or trusted friends who can speak words of truth and encouragement into our lives. Don't isolate yourself in times of failure. Number four, learn from your failures. Instead of dwelling on these mistakes, view them as just an opportunity to learn and to grow. Allow God to refine you through these experiences, knowing that he can bring beauty from ashes. Finally, remember, dear friends, feelings of failure do not define you. God's love and grace are greater than any mistake or perceived shortcoming. As we trust in him, seek his presence, and embrace his perspective, we can rise above feelings of failure and walk confidently in his plan for our lives. I want to encourage each and every one of you. And may God's promises uplift you and strengthen you as you navigate life's challenges. Stay tuned for more inspiring content, and remember, you are loved, you are valuable, and you are never alone. God bless.